Matty Cash is injured for at least 1 month. Kostan Nedeljkovic is 18 years of age. Aston Villa really need to sign a right back, and here is why. But before we get into that, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and comment down below. Do you think Aston Villa need to sign a right back? We're going to be going through 2 suggestions today, but I'd also like to hear yours in the comments down below as well. If you do enjoy Aston Villa content, including shorts, tier lists, etc, 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 we'll cover it all on this channel, then of course it's the place for you to be. So switch notifications on so you don't miss any of that. But let's look at our right back situation, and not only just the right back situation, but the whole situation in the right hand side of our defence, because it is pretty dire. So the first thing we need to look at is squad depth, and that is why we have the Aston Villa squad in front of us. Now, if we go over to our defenders, let's pick out our current right backs. Okay, that's out and out right backs. So we have Matty Cash. He is out for at least a month. He was clearly going to be our number 1 right back this season. If we scroll further down, we're going to ignore Courtney Hawes. I actually don't think he exists anymore. Kostan Nedeljkovic, yes, thank you, Severus. I know it's very bad. Kostan Nedeljkovic is 18 years of age. He's barely played first team football. I think he's probably got less than 30 senior games under his belt, of course, due to his age. Are we anticipating that an 18-year-old is going to be ready to step up over the next month, if not more? Let's not forget the hamstring injuries aren't the easiest things to recover from, and be able to carry us into Champions League spots going into the Christmas period. It's a question to be asked, but perhaps you think that man, Ezri Konsa, might just be able to reprise his role from last season, playing at the right-hand side of our defence. Now, yes, that could happen, but then the centre-back role, the right-footed centre-back role, let's not forget Powell is going to be the left-sided centre-back, defaults to Diego Carlos, a player that, despite what Emery says, was deemed surplus to requirements and was agreed to be let go to Fulham. We just couldn't work out the finer details. They end up going for Anderson from Crystal Palace, a good deal for them. So are we saying that a player that was only good enough for Fulham, who are expected to be, mid-table at best, he's going to be our starting centre-back in the Premier League, going again into be a good position before Christmas. Being in a good position before Christmas, by the way, is pretty much what got us top 4. We were like joint top at Christmas last year. So we're saying that Diego Carlos is good enough for that role? Okay, so let's say that he is. That's the scenario. We know Diego Carlos has had his struggles with injuries as well. So we've got Konsa playing right back because Kostan Nedeljkovic is 18 years of age. I don't think you can expect him to step into that role just yet. So Diego Carlos is playing. Diego Carlos gets injured. Our fullback is Lamar Bagard, a player that barely has any senior caps for Villa. If he does have any, I think they're probably going to be in and around, pardon me, the Cup or the last few minutes of Premier League games. Again, he's like, 19, 20 years of age, and you're going to be trusting him to be our starting centre-back as we push for back-to-back European qualification. I just think that right-hand side of defence is just lacking. Again, Courtney Hawes doesn't exist. Ian Matson, left-back. Pau Torres, left-footed. He's not going to be playing on the right-hand side. Luca Digne, of course, left-back. Tyrone Mings, when he's back again, let's not forget he's not back for a month. Again, left-footed, so doesn't really add any cover onto the right side. But it begs the question, who on earth are we going to be signing? So the first option is an internal promotion. Again, though, does it fix the actual problem? Because we're just going to be putting another 18-year-old. That is Tristan Rowe. He currently plays right back for our under-21 squad. He's played 20 games in the Premier League 2, 14 in the under-18 Premier League. So it doesn't really fix the problem because, Costa is 18 himself. The next one we're going to look at is one that's playing this season, and that is one we've been linked to. Geertruida from Feyenoord. Not only from Feyenoord, but he is their captain at 24 years of old, which is very, very impressive. This season has already been playing 4 games for them already, 3 of which have come at centre-back and 1 at right-back. Interestingly enough, the most recent game was the one he played at right-back, so something to look at there. I think he could come in, not only play centre-back, but also play right-back, and maybe just fill in that gap for right now. He is their captain, allegedly a natural-born leader. Clearly, I haven't watched too much of Feyenoord. But this season, again, we go across to his stats here. He is doing all right. No goals or assists just yet, but an XG already of 0.3, which puts him in the top 20th percentile in that league. And expected assists of 0.84 is right at the top. I mean, God knows who missed that chance that he created, but he's already racked up a pass accuracy of 91%, a long ball accuracy of 60%, and created 3 chances in 3 league games for his teammates. This is just league stats, by the way. 214 touches, 10 of which in the opposition box. He's not afraid to get forward, winning 75% of his tackles. He's got a block in there. He's only been dribbled past once in 3 games, and captaining his team at just 24 years of age. We do have perhaps a wild card pick, if you will indulge me, and it is a left back that has played right back in his career, and it is João Cancelo. Very recently been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia. So I think it's Al Hilal, I want to say, I can't remember exactly what team it is, but he has not actually accepted the deal, and that's all they're waiting on. Perhaps he's only 30 years of age. Perhaps he doesn't want to just move to the Saudi League. Perhaps he still wants to challenge himself. He was most recently at Barcelona, where, as you can see on the screen, he done quite well. 2 goals, 4 assists, a pass accuracy of 85%, a long ball accuracy of 60%, 18 chances created for his teammates. In terms of dribbles, the most at his position in the league, nearly 2,500 touches, 44 tackles won off of near 70%. Success ratio, wins 50% of his aerial duels. All of his stats are very, very impressive. Now, clearly, he is not going to be factored into Manchester City's system this season. I think they've already played Rico Lewis there over him. They obviously have Kyle Walker at right back as well. They play Guardiola at left back. So there isn't really room for him at Manchester City. Pep clearly doesn't want him. And if we can get him on a season-long loan even, to bring in to cover this season, it allows Matty Cash to go back down to being a backup right back, which I think is his ceiling for a Champions League club at the best. And it allows Costa that opportunity to just fill in where he's needed, maybe get 15 to 20 games this season under his belt to bed himself into the Premier League. He'll then be 19, a season older, a season with more professional diet and weight training. It will bulk him out a bit. Then he will be ready. But I just think we need that little bit of experience. And if you're talking about Champions League experience, João Cancelo has it in abundance. Now, the other thing we have to think about is, do Aston Villa actually need to sign a replacement for him? Now, I think we are light on the ground on the right-hand side of defence, regardless of this Matty Cash injury or not. I think it just exacerbates the current situation. But we have to look at the fixtures, and let's look at what we have going on over the period of time that Matty Cash is going to be injured for. Now, he has had a hamstring injury in the past. Does that hamper his recovery? We are yet to find out. But if a 4-week prognosis is at best, he's clearly not going to be rushed straight back into the team when he is back. He's going to need a little bit of time training. So let's say we push it until possibly the 1st or 2nd week of October. Now, on the screen in front of me, you can see that our 4 games leading up to that start of October are very, very winnable. Leicester City, you would imagine we should be able to beat. Everton look very, very poor at the moment. We should be able to get a win there, even with the likes of Costa, an 18-year-old at right back. Wolves, again, recently got thumped by Chelsea 6-2. They are a very, very winnable game. At home, it's a derby. The players should be up for it. And Wolves look a little bit all over the place this season. And then Ipswich, another newly promoted team. We need to be getting 12 points out of those 4 games. There is no exception for a club that wants to be pushing towards the top of the Premier League table. So, those games, perhaps, yes, we can get away with just rinsing Costa, with just rinsing maybe Konsa at right back, Diego Carlos at centre back. He should be able to deal with the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin pretty easily. I think I could probably defend him decently myself. But then there is that big Manchester United game on the 6th of October. Now, that is a massive game. There's the mind games. We lost twice to them last season. They're a team that's in and around where we want to be this season, pushing for top 6, 5 or 4. And then there's Fulham, 19th of October. What if he gets pushed back a little bit? Is he going to be back fully fit for the Tottenham and Liverpool games that come up early November. If there's one little tweak of his hamstring, again, we're left in the same situation and the transfer window is shut. So what are my ultimate thoughts, my ultimate feelings, my ultimate opinions, you may ask? We can't not sign a right back between, as I record this video, which is Monday the 26th of August. We have, 5 days left of the transfer window being open. It shuts, I believe, midnight on Friday. I think in those 5 days we have to get a senior right back in to Aston Villa. Matty Cash was injured over the summer, couldn't make it to the Euros with Poland. He comes back, plays one game. In the second game, goes down, 11 minutes in, hamstring injury, out for a month. We can't afford to have Costa at right back. I do think he is brilliant. I think his potential is out of this world, but ultimately he's 18 years of age. He's untested in men's football, and with all that's at stake nowadays with FFP, we can't afford to slip up. We can't afford to go out of competitions early, and we can't afford to not get in Europe again next season if we want to strengthen our squad. So I think we have to sign someone. If I had to put, my own 2 pennies into the hat, which I'm sure Emery, Monchi will never even see it, will they? Let's be honest here. I would like Geertruida from Feyenoord. I think he's very, very good. I think from what I've watched of him, from what I've heard of him, from what I've seen Dutch fans say on the old Twitter, he is perhaps the missing link to Aston Villa's defensive puzzle. And I think not only is it a signing that fulfills a purpose in the fact of we need an extra right back, it's also a signing that vastly improves the squad, and you cannot turn your nose up at that. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I will see you again on it'll be Thursday, hopefully, for our preview of our next league game, and then hopefully on Friday I will be bringing my transfer window graded video out, so stick around for that one as well. I'll see you guys soon. Up the Villa. Be nice to everyone, including Matty Cash, because he's injured. Bless him.